Hello, good evening, and live from Jacana Street here in Amahia, GD 3047101, digital code here in Amahia Luxurious Studios. This is Kofi Asante coming to you live from Accra, Ghana, and we're coming to you with Pulse of the Week, the Friday edition, and this is NSG News. Welcome to the program. After this breather, I share with you the biggest story here in our country called Ghana and what the week has been. I have all the insight for you with my able production team. After this breather, I bring you the news updates or the bulletin. Then we enter into a special discussion with AIM Liquid. This evening, we have about 4 subjects for discussion. And if you settle with us, you would know more about this major stories. So welcome to the program that breaks down the major stories of the week for your comprehension. And my name is Kofi Asante Mensah. Welcome to the show. Just after this breather, we begin with the headlines. Please stay. Always a pleasure to have you. Our website, www.nsgnews.com. Also, name on YouTube, because we are live on YouTube right now, and our name is NSG News TV. And your man, Kofi Asante Mensah. And the program is Pulse of the Week. We begin with our news update this evening. The biggest story here in the Republic of Ghana, Friday, the 12th day of December 2025, is Daddy Lumba. Daddy Lumba, after a huge court back and forth and battles, the way has been set for the final funeral rites of the late Daddy Lumba. I want to take you to court and hear for yourself what sympathizers and also what the legal practitioners, counsel for Busia Penny and counsel for Akosia Sewa, what they have been saying. All right, so I'll get into that spot for you pretty shortly. And there is a latest development where, do you have it now? All right, so let's take a look at what has been happening in court today. Apparently, there have been 2 rulings. The first one has to do with an injunction placed on the funeral and being granted, and the relief sorted about 3 of them. Later on, after 30 minutes, the judge called the counsels together again for another one, which has to do with the second one that gave the bond money, about 2 million Ghana cedis, indicating that if they are unable, and I mean the applicants are unable to pay that amount of money, then the funeral will be allowed to pass. And of course, they weren't able to pay. So the funeral set for 13th of December 2025, that's tomorrow, 13th of December 2025, has been set to pass. I will take you also to Kumasi to gauge the mood of what is really happening at the grounds as they prepare the way. But the video or the insight is ready for what happened in court here in Accra.
Musa penyi be yini funa ye Lumba funo enya busani dia Lumba funya e fe sempo e court dia e busani dia janete na otimi yini funu sie wo sie ni dihye wo sie no china Lumba funo enya court dia enya abai dia e de yente ye social media phone dem create mo ayi e de yente hwe eyi fie bia busia bia on busia penyi ni wusu a busia penyi na ebem wo busia penyi na siew asemi ba be si busia penyi no so na so eti busia Lumba wudi a busia penyi na esie no eti wa ba bia ne oboa wa ba free nche bia ba bia oboa wa ba free chire ababia se esie ye nya ye ni ye ba ye yie ade se nya yie ye ba ye yie
Senya misiasia akoso sawa obedi kunim mi misi senya mitiase senya na ma bo so mitiasia akoso sawa obedi kunim na se Daddy Lumba yie senya se ye na mi tue nyaka se senya se da ye Daddy Lumba yie na mi tue ka misi mi mauli mi de mi kira mi ti ade mi nkwa beto so de makoso sawa Daddy Lumba yie mo mi yenye ni yie
hapa because Lumba onye ni paketwa Yeah, was a cool woman basa. Into a month no month to near my yen and coso. Na yen see any book or no down.
Lumba this year, Lumba Nipa Kessie, and I said, baby say, there's a Lumba. As a stadium, full stadium, and I say, Lumba. Now, but I say, any papa does now the whole Ghana, Lumba, the whole Ghana, Lumba. On any the most listenable artists, I Ghana, you team. What I say, no, the Bray, your banana will be our Ghana.
All right, so some reactions over there. And you heard from both sides. They are indicating how ready they are. And some are also indicating how they will put their soul, their last breath on this funeral for Daddy Lumba. And this is the story. What was expected to be a major setback for the wider family of highlife legend Daddy Lumba has been resolved after the Accra High Court lifted an injunction on his funeral arrangements, paving the way for the ceremony to go ahead tomorrow, 13th December 2025. In a ruling delivered earlier today, the court said affidavits before it suggested the immediate family had been sidelined in the family planning and funeral plan, I must say, and stressed that the merits of the case must be properly considered. Lawyers for both parties were recalled to court, and the judge ordered the applicant to appear before 2 p.m. today and defray costs incurred in the funeral preparation process by paying 2 million Ghana cedis into court. So basically, that is what really happened. As the defendants were indicating to the judge that the 2 million is small, they needed 5 million, and they gave them 2 million. And I must say, they weren't able to pay the 2 million Ghana cedis by 2 p.m. today. So it paved way for the funeral to go on. So that's our biggest story here in Ghana. So I know some people, they are in the bus as I speak right now. What's this time? This is 7:46. They are in the bus heading to Kumasi. And after this show, I will be going to Kumasi. I must say, we are going to celebrate the life of the legendary Daddy Lumba. We call him DL. His real name, Charles Kwejo Fosu. Let's move to the office of the president, because President John Dramani Mahama has gotten a thumbs up from the ECOWAS Council, because his name has popped up for the AU chairmanship or council chairmanship in this regard. Please watch us, because we are live on NSG News GH. Our name on YouTube is NSG News GH. Let's do some more stories. ECOWAS backs Mahama as West Africa's candidate for AU chairmanship position in 2027. So the ECOWAS Council of Ministers has unanimously endorsed President John Dramani Mahama as the sole candidate from the region for the chairmanship of the African Union, AU, when the rotating chairmanship reaches West Africa in 2027. The Council's recommendation, made during its 95th ordinary session in Abuja, will be forwarded to the authority of heads of state and government for adoption on Sunday, December 14, 2025. I'll be going for a quick breather. When I come back, of course, they issued a statement, and that is the statement. I want to show you the statement right now. That is the statement they issued, and read portions of the statement for you. So that's the statement. In a statement issued on Friday, December 12, 2025, ECOWAS expressed gratitude to member states for supporting Ghana's candidacy, highlighting the country's international standard. And the portions of the statement were determined to work in a concerted manner to support the candidates of ECOWAS member states or their nationals in international organizations, including the African Union, to ensure that the interests of ECOWAS continue to be promoted and protected, desiring to adopt a common position for the effective support and voting in favor of the election of the Republic of Ghana to the chairmanship of the African Union in 2027. Part of the statement read. So we say a big congratulations to Ghana and to President John Dramani Mahama, and God willing, God grants us life, when the rotation of the chairmanship race comes to Ghana, I mean the AU rotation of the chairmanship race comes to Ghana, not really Ghana, West Africa, Ghana has been chosen to lead. And I mean President John Dramani Mahama, by way of ECOWAS endorsement and unanimous voting, John Dramani Mahama has been chosen to lead the way for the African Union. Come on, this is big. On this note, we'll go for a quick break, and when I come back, there's more for you here on NSG News. And we are live on YouTube. Our name on YouTube is NSG News GH. My name, Kofi Asante Mensah. The program's name is Pulse of the Week. It's Friday, December 12, 2025. After this break, there's more for you. Please stay.
You know, if you look at the last election, some were in complete shock
of the results.
Yes. While we were telling them 6 months before that
yes. So you are a traitor or what? I don't know.
The last person who will be a traitor in this country will be me. I'm very patriotic.
It is alleged that NDC is sponsoring you to do their dirty work. Let me put it that way. That's my word, dirty work, to discredit the advances of the MPP. You've been drawn into partisan politics. How do you come out of this one?
One, I have not been contracted, required to do anything for NDC against any entity in this country. Absolutely not. I don't belong to the NDC. I don't belong to the MPP. I don't have political party affiliation with any other party. No. Now look, where we are in Hacho now. I remember when I was going to write the O-levels, I didn't have money to pay for the fees. So I had to carry labor, do by day labor. Here. We're one of those who started building houses in this area as a laborer. You have to even go and carry the cement from afar because there were no buildings to store them in. This would be the shock. We were branded as mad people. But the numbers we were banding around was in excess of a 2.something million gap. We have to realize that the country, Ghana, has changed profoundly, even from 2016 levels.
I think it wasn't Ghana government funded.
No, it wasn't Ghana government funded. No, on your own you struggle, and then you go to Denmark. I remember when I arrived in Frankfurt on my way to Denmark, I had only $500 in my pocket, and that was to pay for your accommodation, pay for your feeding, pay for everything.
Hello and welcome back. Coming to you live from Jacana Street here in Amahia. Ticket address 304-7101 here in Accra, Ghana. Say, and welcome back from that quick breather. Our name on all social media handle. Please follow us. Our name is NSG News GH. On YouTube, we are live right now. TikTok and Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. NSG News GH. Please do follow us. Thank you very much. And we'll do some more stories here. This week, it has been very, very eventful. And I must say, all these security agencies came together to do what we call a show of force. Let's speak the story right now there. Ghana Armed Forces, GAF, together with sister security agencies on Thursday, December 11, 2025, staged a major show of force exercise through major streets of Accra to demonstrate their readiness to maintain peace and order ahead of the festive season. The coordinated operation started from the Black Star Square and moved through key locations including Sekel, Kaneshi, Weja, Kaswa Tema, Ashaman, and other adjoining routes within the Greater Accra region.
Aho! Aho! I can't hear that group. Aho! Anytime. Anywhere. No retreat. No surrender. My message is a very simple one, because I see that from morning you have been roaming around the streets of Accra and you must be tired somehow. So I want to use these few minutes to just commend you
for the force and show of bravery that you have displayed today throughout the streets of Accra. The purpose of this particular show of force exercise was to realign our resilience, our posturing, to realign our cooperation, and to build esprit de corps among we as security services. And from the feedback that we have picked, from within and outside, I can say that that aim has really been achieved. And I want you to clap for yourselves. Like the IGP said, as we approach the Xmas season, this is the time that we need to up our game more than ever. We want you to maintain a very deterring posture, be on the alert, and stand by for any eventuality. As the good citizens of this country, we're making merry. Ours is to be on the alert and to be at the background to save situations when they arise. But one thing I can assure you is that under the Big Push initiative, His Excellency, the President in the Republic of Ghana, has assured that the security services will have a very significant chunk of that project. We will see it unveiled in the area of platforms, in our accommodations, in our service conditions, and most importantly, the equipment that we require to work with. I have seen what is in store, and I can assure you that next year we'll see an enhanced system where the security services will be retooled enough to be able to do their role as has been enshrined by the various aspects of the Constitution. On that note, on behalf of all the security service heads, the commissioners, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas in advance, and to reiterate what the IGP said, the final and major exercise, which will be done on 23rd December, we pray that you keep yourself fit and in good shape to be able to put up a very good performance. Once again, thank you and Merry Christmas.
So let's still remain with a show of force program, because the Deputy Minister for Defense, Ernest Broja Jemfi, has reiterated that the government's commitment to equipping Ghana security agencies to operate at full capacity, particularly as the festive season approaches.
This well-coordinated exercise has clearly demonstrated the unity, strength, readiness, and professionalism of our security architecture. It is a deliberate show of force, not to intimidate, but to reassure the good people of Ghana that their safety and security remain paramount, particularly as we approach the festive season, a period that brings joy and increased public activity. On behalf of the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces and the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I warmly commend all officers and personnel who planned and participated in this exercise. Your discipline, precision, and unwavering commitment once again reflect the high standards of professionalism and patriotism for which our security services are noted for. Let me take this opportunity to express government's deep appreciation for your continuous sacrifices, often made at great personal cost. While many citizens celebrate with family and loved ones, you remain vigilant, steadfast to ensure peace, law, and order across our nation. Ghana continues to enjoy stability in a region confronted by a myriad of complex security challenges, and this is largely due to your relentless efforts. I wish to assure you that the government remains fully committed to strengthening and equipping our security institutions as the CDS indicated. We recognize that modern security threats require advanced technology to tackle these threats. Accordingly, government will continue to invest in the provision of appropriate equipment, logistics, training, and welfare to enable you perform your constitutional mandate effectively. To the general public, this exercise should serve as a reminder that our security services are alert, united, and ever ready to protect lives and property. I urge all citizens to cooperate with all our security agencies and remain law-abiding, and also to report any suspicious activities as we work together to safeguard our nation. Once again, I say ayuko and congratulations to all participating services on a successful route march, and commend you for your enduring service to our beloved country. May God bless our security services and bless our homeland, Ghana. Aho! Aho! Aho!
The Inspector General of Police, Tete Yohono, has also assured Ghanaians that these festivities will be very safe, even beyond the Christmas festivities. He also spoke at the Show of Force event.
Today is a special day, and I have to first express my gratitude to the CDS for making this day possible. CDS, thank you. We are getting to Christmas, and this exercise that we have conducted today is very good for us to prepare the ground and also to give assurance to Ghanaians that we are ready to protect them throughout this Christmas and beyond. You've traveled all the distances, over 90 kilometers distance, to show force. This is the first phase of the force that we want to show. Today's one is a vehicular show of force, and the next one that will be coming shortly will be the movement on the ground, where everybody will exercise himself on the ground to show to the people that whether we are using vehicles, we are by air, or we are using the road, or we are on the sea, we are ever ready to protect Ghanaians during this period. This is a time where most of our people in the diaspora will be visiting Ghana, at least for the Yuletide. And it is in good order that we give this assurance to them that we are ever ready to protect them. And this is also to send a strong warning to the criminals, wherever they are, that will go all out and make sure that it will be very uncomfortable for them to operate during this period of time. And that is why we are showing assurance to the general public that all the security services, military, police, prisons, fire service, immigration, and customs, we are all ready at all time and to make sure that life goes on smoothly. And we expect that this Christmas will be one of the most peaceful Christmas that will be celebrated in this country. So for Ghanaians, bear with us. And all we want is that anybody who has any information about the existence of any criminal, any group of people, dissidents, wherever they want to hide themselves to commit any crime, all we are saying is that the people who live with us in our communities, let us give information to the security agencies who will smoke them so that at the end of the day, the country will be peaceful for all of us. I thank you for this very wonderful show of force. And like I'm saying, prepare yourself again for another one which will be coming shortly. And that one will move on the ground from place to place and making sure that really we are fit both on vehicle, in the air, in the sea, and also on the land to make sure that at least security is assured. And that is what we are assuring Ghanaians, that will be there to be for them and they will protect them anytime at any period that they call on us or whatever it is, so that everybody can go through the normal duties in the day, in the night, without any fear of crime. Thank you very much for this show of force, and God protect us and guide all of us. And I use this occasion to wish you Christmas in advance. Thank you very much. Sam ram 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 yakwabo 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 sam ram 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 yakwabo aho aho.
Oh, Yakwaba. IGP. So that's IGP Christian Tete Yohonu over there addressing the gathering at the Black Star Square just yesterday for the Show of Force program. Going for my second break. When I return, there's more here. Please stay with me. Hi there. What number is this? 3, right? All right. It's time for NSG News. Welcome. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah. And here at NSG News, you'll get serious documentary to watch, news, reviews, views, and what have you. Because we have Pulse of the Week and also exclusive on the hot seat. On NSG News, we say news with integrity.
A whole new beginning. Get used to it. I have stepped into my new beginning. Yesterday is gone. Yesterday of darkness is gone. A whole new beginning. Yeah, 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 yeah. Get used to it. I've stepped into my new level. See me watching me flying on eagle's wings. A whole new
Always a pleasure to have you back. Thank you very much. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah, and this is Pulse of the Week. And this channel is NSG News GH. Please follow us on YouTube. It's at NSG News -GH. Also on X, it is not Sedge GH. On Facebook, NSG News. On Instagram, it's at NSG News 1. And also on TikTok, NSG News. And that's there on your screen over there. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah, and this is Pulse of the Week. Let's move to some politics this evening, because Alhaji Bawumia is in the news for this week, even as we talk about Kpandai this very week. And there is going to be a rerun all the way in Kpandai. And the Electoral Commission is getting set for that very election, or that very rerun, as instructed by the High Court in Tamale. And Alhaji Bawumia, former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, has some few things to share with us, and I have that story over here, and his insert is also here. In just no time, I'll be sharing that bit of story with you. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah. Welcome to Pulse of the Week. Friday, the 12th day of December 2025, counting down not just for Christmas, but also for that big election for the New Patriotic Party on 31st of January 2026. So we have some few days to go, and that story is ready now. Let's pick it now. Former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has expressed extreme disappointment in the apparent undermining of democratic institutions. Yes, democratic institutions in the country, in the Kpandai parliamentary issue. Despite an appeal process filed by the NP for Kpandai Martin Nyindam, challenging a High Court order for the 2024 parliamentary election to be rerun. Parliament wrote to the Electoral Commission declaring the Kpandai seat vacant, and the EC has subsequently announced a date for the election to be rerun. Both Parliament and the EC have come under criticism for ignoring the appeal process, and the former vice president has also taken a dim view of the raw deal being handed to the MP, which he said goes against democratic principles and precedents. This is what he said.
Yes. Good morning, Excellency.
Good morning, Jeff.
The political situation in Kpandai right now, the Electoral Commission has set up a date for the rerun of the election. What do you make of it?
Well, thank you very much. To say the least, very, very disappointed in what is going on in our country. It looks like our institutions of democracy and our tenets of democracy are being undermined. The issue of Kpandai with Matthew Nyindam is not a new issue in our democratic politics. You've had issues with Dana Bodakpi, you've had issues with Techi Kweston, in Asin, and basically you've had the House allow the court and the legal processes to take place and be exhausted before state institutions are stampeded into acting in ways that undermine democracy. Matthew Nyindam should be given his day in court. He has filed appeal processes at the High Court. He has filed for a judicial review at the Supreme Court. And none of those cases has been adjudicated. So why the rush? Why the indecent haste? I think that he's being railroaded. I think that this undermines our institutions of democracy. I think that we should take a halt to these processes and allow him to have his day in court, just as others have done in the past. The House has never really rushed in this way when it came to the other cases. What is the difference with the case of Matthew Nyindam? I think it should not be this case. I think we should uphold the tenets of democracy. Democracy is something precious that we've all had and we've all subscribed to. When you start undermining its pillars, you break it down, and the consequences for the nation are very severe. And so simply because you have power, you shouldn't feel that you can ride roughshod over your opponents and over the principles of democracy. And so I stand with the principles that are being espoused by the minority in Parliament, and they're doing a good job at it. And we want to support all the principles that they are fighting over in this particular case. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's very intriguing. Democratic institutions in Ghana are not working. Democratic institutions in Ghana are not working. Okay. We're getting into the discussion segment. Very, 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 very interesting. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia says democratic institutions in Ghana are not working. All right, so I am pretty done with the update of news for you, but I want to take you back to Kumasi before I start my discussion with AIM Liquid this evening. I want to take you to Kumasi because preparation for the legendary funeral, Daddy Lumba's funeral, final funeral rites, it's more than ready. So many reactions in Kumasi, where the funeral will be going down. It's all the way in Kumasi, the Kumasi Sports Stadium, and I'm ready to show you what is really happening and pick some few reactions if you stay with me. Please stay and let's have the insert right now.
Nasa Daddy Lumba here, send us here, Nami Naka. Send us here, Daddy Lumba here, Nami Traka, Mr. Mauli, Midimikra, Miti, and the Menko to see the Makujasawa. Daddy Lumba here, Mumian here, Mumian here, Medium and Amoshami, Namiadumo, Yamubi, Yako BBC, Yamubi, Yako CNN, and Yaya Musa, Yanya Lobby Kwaba. It means we can go. Nasako Bobro medium. Now, near your way, say, Anya mommy can cry media from Ghana. Mommy can cry. Me member Jenny media. My father was a video operator. And you will go so 22nd December 1982. I'll be 43 years this year. My warrior will fall. I know what I'm saying. Me, my young wedding. I come for Uba. You jai me. That Lumba was 7. Neither Jano. Why are we being selfish? Me say you I have been.
Getting so much interesting. So, time for the discussion right now with media personality and host of the Hot Set. Mr. M. Liquid is on Zoom right now. Let me go on Zoom right now and welcome M. Liquid on Zoom right now. Good evening from Ghana. I know you're in the UK. I believe it's the same time over there. Is it correct? If you can unmute so I can hear you. I just want to hear if I can hear your voice before I put the first question to you.
Here we go.
Yes, you I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing well, sir.
Let me put my... Okay. Good. Yes. Sir. You can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Okay.
All right. Now, let's get into it. It's Friday. It's been a long battle, legal battle, I must say, between the immediate family, the mother side, and also the Busiapen, the family head, and so many stuffs happening and the back and forth. Today, the final decision or ruling from the court came, and it has paved way for the funeral of the man we all love and cherish his music, Daddy Lumba. If God permits, Daddy Lumba will be going home tomorrow, because tomorrow will be the final funeral rites for Charles Kojo Fosu. I want to pick your thoughts on what has transpired till today, Friday, 12th day of December, of which is paving way for Daddy Lumba's funeral on the 13th tomorrow. What are your thoughts, sir?
Personally, I have my reservations about our behaviors when it comes to funerals. So I will be careful what to say, because a lot of things are questionable to me. And since it's not my funeral, I'll be careful. But we have become a nation that celebrates the dead much more than the living. And that is the problem I have. It is okay that we have to lay to rest those that have part ways with us. But it seems like our contentions is all about how we show off when we do that. In some cases, let me digress a bit. You will notice people who are sick and nobody cares for them. And then when they are dead, you see people come from nowhere fighting to bury them. And that's my concern. So a lot has happened up to this point. Thank God that he will be laid to rest finally. Putting my own personal sentiments aside, that's the right thing to do. But as you will know, there were a lot of legal battles. Why should the funeral resort into legal battles as to who does what? And a whole lot has come out of that. So we should be thankful that after all his life that he has given to entertaining the Ghanaian society and the world at large, he's finally laid to rest, which is he deserves anyway. All the extras, I don't think merits what he has achieved in life. And to those that were putting his funeral to that, for that sort of contention, or whether for publicity or whatever, I would say they should bow their heads in shame.
Wow. It's quite intriguing, and I'm not sure if I was the one in the shoes of Daddy Lumba. I'll be happy. If Daddy Lumba was to be alive, I'm not sure he will be happy with what has happened throughout.
Whilst, I mean, we're all young growing, whilst he was alive, there's not been any of such violent behaviors or questionable behaviors or news about him in that respect. So for him to pass on, and this is what he has amounted to all up to this point, is to me is unacceptable. We should live up to the standards and expectations of the person. Like in Christianity, they'll say, pattern your life after Christ, what we believe in. So they should have patterned their life after what will Daddy Lumba do? Is that what they did? How does he function in life? How does he settle his disputes and disagreements? Is that what they have done? He's not here. But thank God it has come to a close, or almost to a close. We hope that there's not going to be any aftermath fights over who gets what.
Right. That's also another big subject. I was about asking you, this could have been managed quite better than how it went to court, etc.
Exactly. It could have. But you see, I mean, we as a nation, selfishness it seems to be the drive of everything that we do. And I'm sorry, but I would love to use this to paint politics as well. That same selfishness is what is driving most of our political decisions and behaviors. And that is what has drawn this funeral to this level. Individual benefits and desires, not what it is that will reflect the colorful ending of a legend. Let me put it that way.
What lessons can we draw from other musicians, other celebrities, football stars, and what have you? And we, media personnel, what lessons can we draw from this?
For lesson-wise, media, we have to be circumspect and be factual and not be sentimental about what is or what is not. Because this is a very serious issue and a very emotional matter. When they should be mourning, they are fighting. And so when media reports or accounts, instead of us to be clickbaiting and giving all sort of captions, we should be factual about what we put out there. On the subject of the entertainment world, I'm not sure what has drawn this to this point, but it will be good as a nation. We have a legal establishments for things to be documented properly. That when the time comes for accountability, the papers will speak what is or what is not. That is the only thing I think we'll have to learn out of this, because a whole lot is about who has what is this, what is that. But I believe strongly that if there are paper documentations of how things should be done, we should have most of some of these things will not have come to this point.
Right. That's a good one over there. Thank you very much, Em. I would want us to move to our second subject, which has to do with anti-corruption. And it looks like Ghana's anti-corruption fight is coming at a crossroad because members of parliament and even the presidency, they are divided with respect to whether or not we have to scrap the OSP office, because the majority leader Mahama with his chief whip Dafia Mekbo on one side indicating that they have a private members bill to send to parliament to scrap the OSP or the office of the Special Prosecutor and even the act, okay, and the president is not on their side. He is even advising them to withdraw that very private members bill. I want to take your deeper thoughts on our corruption fight. Should we scrap the OSP office, or we should maintain the office and remove the SP, the Special Prosecutor, and get somebody else? What do you say is his performance since he attained office?
First of all, I'd like to applaud the president's desire to seek the the provision for corruption to be punished greatly. I will look at his comment and his request to be from that perspective. But I'll go on to say that I read something about Sam Okujeto, one legal individual, and he set a very vital and very important argument. In as much as I applaud the president, Sam is saying, has the office of the Special Prosecutor achieved the purpose for which it has been set up? If we answer that question, then we will begin to say it's justifiable for it to still be there. The next thing he said is that Ghana has a lot of institutions that have been set up to fight corruption. Why do we still need an independent, autonomous body to fight corruption? Why won't we make the ones that we have established for such purposes to become effective? And I'll go on to say that we are becoming people that instead of, when we establish things, instead of us to make it work, once it becomes challenging or inefficient, we move on to create another thing. And possibly that's how this office of the Special Prosecutor has become. Two, when it was set up, the individual, the first SP, used a very strong word to describe our president and left the office. And some suggest the fact that this SP currently there was handpicked for the interest of the very president that was openly insulted by the SP. Is that true? If it is true, is it functioning in the interest of country and people? If the current SP was handpicked by the previous government to beat their interest, why should he still be there? From country and people perspective, why should he be there? What is the guarantee that is functioning in the interest of country? There are a lot of arguments out there to say that he left the current or the previous finance minister that is being requested to come home to answer questions. That, I mean, a lot of writings from Manasseh Azure and from other corteses suggest that the SP could have prevented the former finance minister from leaving the country. So I'm applauding the president standing at a place saying that for corruption to not go unpunished, let's leave the office. But I'm siding with Sam Okudzeto to say, what are the other institutions that are set up to fight corruption doing, for which we should have an autonomous institution to fight corruption, which we are yet to get the results for which it has been set up for? How many people have been punished so far? How many have been put into prison? At least if you read the book of Manasseh Azure, both the President Ghana never had and the 4th John, there's so much information that suggests that a lot of people should have been behind bars by now. So on the subject of the office may not be effectively functioning, yes, they can scrap it. But if we have statistics to substantiate and support the fact that the office is effective, is saving the country money, and individuals are now becoming careful in the way they process themselves, conduct themselves in administering government finances, then yes, why not? Let's leave it. I saw another write-up about Mr. Musa Dankwa, which points to the fact that some individuals are not seeking the interest of the president, hence set such demands too. So there's a mixed feelings of what is or what is not. But I will bring it
obviously, if I can come in
numbers.
briefly, if I can come in briefly,
Yes.
some say it's a trap. It's a trap for John Dramani Mahama, because Sam Okudzeto that you referred to, lawyer Sam Okudzeto, was a Council of State member when this office was being set, going to be led by Martin Alamisu, Ben Kaiser Amidu, Martin Amidu, right? So what did he tell former President Akufo-Addo, being a member of the New Patriotic Party and also a member of the Council of State? Why is he advising John Mahama to look into whether or not the OSP has achieved something? If it hasn't, it should be scrapped. How many years has the OSP been in existence? We have institutions like the Attorney General's Office, the CID, several corruption fighting institutions, which have been 10, 20, some 80 years, and they don't have much deliverables, and they have not been scrapped. So why do you think an OSP who has about 77 cases in court pursuing them, saving Ghana lots of money, why do you think it should be scrapped? Some say it's a trap for John Dramani Mahama.
Why is it a trap for John Dramani Mahama? You know by now, I'm sure you know that I love to go to the basics of matters. The various institutions that you have mentioned, those will function within the Ministry of Interior, security agencies. This particular office of the Special Prosecutor is autonomous, independent of almost everything. If it's not functioning properly, then it's a serious issue to country and people. If it's, I'm looking for the right word, if it gets polluted, again, because no one questions what that individual does effectively. So now if we come to the argument to say this individual used to be a council member, a council of state member, is this, why do we have to always label everything, paint it with a partisan color? The argument doesn't have a factual basis. One, do we have the institutions he's questioning? Yes, we do. Has the office of the Special Prosecutor delivered the deliverable measurable enough to support as of when he became to now?
Why don't we give the office more time, like say 30 years, to do this examination, the deliverable examination?
No. In some countries, like they said, someone, I think it was the same write-up I was reading, and it said that in some countries, special prosecutors are picked for specific matter, to drive that matter and see to it that it is done properly. This one, it is an institution that is supposed to look at after every matter. Look at how much cases are piled up. So should we remove it and still have that function, but only becomes effective or is initiated when there's alleged corruption? Then we handpick somebody to say you are a special prosecutor over this matter. So in effect, there could be a number of them. But this one, this individual is sitting there, whether effective or effective, is there, handling lots and lots of matters. If that individual gets compromised, all the matters are compromised. If we have 10 people looking, let's say, how many cases do you say we have? 70, 100? I don't know. If we have 100 individuals handling those cases, I don't think that we can corrupt all those 100 people in one go so that there will not be anything in the interest of country and people. So both sides have a valid argument. But can we put country and people at the center of decision to drive what it becomes of this office? If it is not working, let it go. If it is working, let it stay.
People are accusing the OSP that if he's unable to extradite somebody like the former finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta into the country, they don't see why. I forgot the guy's name. There's a latest romance scam which the United States country is seeking to get this young man into their country for prosecution. And why do you think, if the OSP is very strong, it can't bring down the former finance minister to face prosecution? This, and I want you to look at this. This is the budget of the office of the Special Prosecutor. This man, we spend millions of Ghana cedis, 149 million approved in 2024 for this office. He has chopped all this money, and going into this very year, there's quite another huge budget. And back when he was just complaining about it, just within this week, he was saying we can't be approving all this money for this guy who is not doing the job. So let's scrap it. Let's scrap it.
Now, yes, let's look at it this way. How much has the OSP, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, how much have they been able to recoup with respect to how much they are? How much? Let's compare. These are numbers. Let's look at the numbers. How much have they saved country and how much are they spending? What's the margin? You see, look, can the country function without it? Yes. Is it okay to have it as a symbol that makes people to understand that when you become
we're getting more details for you, and I want to find out. You see, some people at the mention of the name of the OSP, they will tremble. All right, they will just not steal our money. At the mention of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, you see, his logo is an eagle flying, soaring very high, and coming down with hands open, mouth open, coming to catch you. All right, if you have seen their logo, it's very, very authoritative, and it indicates that they are ready wherever you are, whatever ill you are doing. Their mandate is to investigate and prosecute corruption and corruption-related cases or offenses. I think AIM is back online now. Zoom is better now. AIM, I was just looking at what you were saying. Are you clearly, no ambiguity, for the scrapping of the office, or you wish it will be left for some more examination to be done on it, or for some time to come, maybe in the next 20 or 30 years, so we can examine it proper and see the performance, the deliverables. If it is not good, then we can scrap it. And also, I want to find out, do you think the majority, led by Mahama Yariga and the NDC cohorts in Parliament, they are being emotional because the OSP touched one of their own, who is Martin Kpebu? That is why they are being agitative and so emotional, trying to write a petition, not a petition, a private member's bill to the speaker. And don't forget, the speaker is an NDC gentleman. He is not happy if he touches one person who more or less speaks to help the party, especially in this very recent general election, the 2024 election. Don't you think the members of Parliament are being emotional? That is why they are making such a call.
Kofi Asante. Enough of us always doing our very best to label subjects of discussion. Is it possible for an individual to be an MPP or an NDC and still function in the interest of country and people? Yes, there is a very high possibility, and that is how it should be. So now, the question of Martin Kpebu, what I've heard, what I've listened to, the gentleman he presents himself. If it is true, he presents himself. And from when he presents himself to when he's been detained, what did he do wrong? That suggests that he posed a flight risk. Do you understand? So the argument that is being labeled, of course, it seems to be going towards the fact that you touch our own info, we have to react. But it should be a general concept that you are abusing your powers and office. I came to present myself to you. What flight risk then do I pose for you to detain me? Let's stay there for a minute. Kofi Asante.
That's quite amazing. All right, let's leave the OSP. So you are for the scrapping, I believe.
Pathetic. I don't think it's amazing. It's pathetic. that we are functioning this way. It's pathetic. There's nothing amazing about it, Kofi. Let's be blunt about it. There's nothing amazing about it. These individuals are toying with our feelings as country and people. They are playing with our feelings. They choose to attack, address, question when it suits them, not when it fits country and people. That should be our concern. This is what we should be agitating for. I don't think it's amazing. It's not. It's absurd. That should be. To me, it's absurd that we are behaving this way. You asked that the office of the Special Prosecutor should be allowed to function for 30 years. After 30 years, how much money are we going to lose?
The question should rather be, how much are we going to save?
No, how much have they saved so far? So far, there's been a disparity in the numbers they are giving. When they were challenged, they corrected the number. Why did they come with an inflated number? That long questions their integrity. What is in it for them to come to Parliament with an inflated number to justify their function? For more money until they've been called out, and then they have to readdress the number. You want to tell me that these educated individuals in the office of the Special Prosecutor that did not check cross-reference to see, and the disparity is so huge, I can only imagine it's deliberate until it's been called out. So if Manasseh Azuri didn't call it out, that's the numbers they're going to present to us, that this is how much we have saved, and therefore give us more money. That concerns us, and that should be concerning us, and that should be the reason that we should put aside where Sam Okujeto is coming from, what umbrella he is under, or what department or what function he has functioned in for country and people before, and look at whether his argument has basis. So why should you come to present? Because they prepared. It took them time to prepare, but to get those numbers largely...
It could cause John Dramani Mahama politically. When you promise at the backstage, when I say the backstage, before the election, you promise at the campaign that you will fight corruption. You know, Ghanaians do not like their money being stolen. They hate corruption, but in other words, they hate politicians who steal our money. So if you promise that...
being stolen. Kofi, I challenge you, we love our money being stolen. If not, we will not be people that will say, that nonsense statement comes from us as country people. When somebody is arguing, you quickly put them under one umbrella and say, Jayamu, MPPD, Mamudidi.
Yeah.
So we love our money to be eaten, to be stolen and stored in brick and mortar, because understandably that's how the monies are hidden these days, because they can't handle it as a cash, so they use it to build properties. That's what I heard in the grapevine.
You have a point over there, but the key point I was actually making is that people are generally not happy when they hear politicians.
We are not angry enough.
Stealing their money.
I disagree. No, we are not angry enough. Within 8 years period, our debt ceiling moved from 100 within the 100 margin to over 600 to 700 margin. Yet we have broken roads. We have school children still don't have classrooms. We don't have enough clinics or hospitals.
Don't you think Ghanaians?
And you're telling me that
the Ghanaian electorate have become quite open-minded now? And that is why they showed an exit card, the red card to the New Patriotic Party with over 1.5 million votes difference, and give the nod to John Dramani Mahama to come and fight corruption. And don't forget, corruption is one of the hottest issues relating to election and campaigning.
Kofi, I am not saying that there is no indication Mahama wants to fight corruption. I strongly believe he wants to. Hence, even his demand to say, withdraw the bill, let's see how best this office can function in the interest of country and people, to attempt to address and to drive these cases through the court system. Let's see what comes out of it. I believe it's from a genuine place for which he's making it. Having said that, what is the position of those in the office of the Special Prosecutor to carry out those functions? I don't think it's Mahama's integrity in fighting corruption that is the question. The question is more about, is the office really discharging its responsibility fully and effectively? So I don't think Mahama's corruption fight is being called to question. It's the instrument that is being called to question. And in this case, the office of the Special Prosecutor. You tell me,
should the SP be removed?
How much have they recovered so far compared to how much alleged monies have been stolen?
I'll find out that for you. Are you of the opinion or the school of thought that they say the office should be remained? It should be it should be left there, but the SP, the Special Prosecutor.
I know you are a host. You're being careful in what you say or not to say. Yeah, that's fine. But let's be factual about this. I am not saying they should remove it. Neither am I saying it should stay. I'm only saying let's look at the facts of the matter and use that fact to make the decision. If in finding out what the facts are to bring us to a conclusion as to whether the office should stay or not, means that Mahama's request should be honored, so be it. Did you understand what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sit down here and straight away to say, remove it. No. I respect the request of the president. He is in position and is at a place where information available to him may suggest that what he's requesting is legitimately right for country and people. But there's counter arguments. So now let's be deliberate about coming to the conclusion whether we have actually benefits from the office as a country. That's far. And I'll repeat, if that means Mahama's request, our president's request to withdraw the private bill be honored, so be it.
The gentleman may say they are thinking about it, whether or not they should withdraw it, but they don't want the executive to be knocking the head of Parliament. Don't you see two arms of government from the same political party fighting already? Because the executive led by John Dramani Mahama, the legislature led by Speaker Agban Bagben, and the business of the house is led by the majority leader Mahama Yariga, and he is leading the cause. Don't you think the executive is more or less interfering in the affairs?
They can even choose not to fight. They can even choose not to fight openly or disagree openly. One of them may be acting in the interest of country. When you run this partisan business for a while, with time, you will see that some are beginning to lean towards country. At this point, whether Parliament is leaning towards country, we don't know. Whether Mahama's request is for country, we can only say that's what it is. But at the end of the day, when they pass that bill, it will come to him to sign. He is saying to them, don't run it, whereby it ends with me and I'm not going to sign it. Guys, look into this matter. Let's cross-examine this thing. You said earlier, are they emotionally being vested in this matter and driving it? Because when you're emotionally vested in matters, sometimes you don't reason right, okay? So, can we be considerate of the president's request to say, guys, reconsider your position. Let's look into this matter and see if this office can deliver as we expect it to be. We have been in this country where a private bill has been sponsored, driven by the almighty Jata, and it ended up on our previous president, Nana Akufo-Addo, and let's be blunt, he refused to sign it. The LGBTQ plus, Z plus, all the pluses that you can add to, that bill never got signed by our president, our former president. Possibly he doesn't want that to happen. Hence, he's cautioning them to say, guys, I think the office can function for country and people. Let's give it a chance. And Kofi, you said it yourself. You are even estimating to give it 30 years. So Mahama's request is not out of line. I don't think it's out of line. I believe strongly that he, as an individual, has a legitimate disposition to fight corruption. I think so. But the instruments available to him, will they function effectively?
My last one to you relating to this OSP, so we can just move on, is that this is an OSP, or a special, an ISP, I must say. The Office of the Special Prosecutor is quite different from the SP. The Special Prosecutor, who has gone through, dedicated man, Kisi Ejaben, who has gone through about 2 or so assassination attempts. Don't you think he's so much dedicated to his job?
Not for going to assassinated attempts, is that how we justify people's dedication? What if that has actually affected his function? If one is true, the other could be true too. Kofi, let's go basic and fundamental about this. That's my concept. Let's go. You can't be wrong when you go fundamental. If it is true that he's fighting country and people with fearlessness because he has survived an attempted assassination twice, then the opposite is true, that it could be that has affected him and he's in fear, therefore he can't function properly. What about that too? I put it back to you, Kofi. Don't laugh. I'm putting it back to you. You brought me here, and I'm putting it back to you. No. Kofi, I'm putting it back to you and the whole of the country, that if the argument is that this man has gone through some difficult times in his life, understandably, he is a blow boy. That's what I heard. That he's a blow boy. Okay, I'll leave that for another day. Now, if that is true, there is possible that same difficult situation he has suffered could affect his confidence to deliver.
I get your drift.
I'm looking at you.
Yeah, I understand you. Okay, so you think we should move on?
Look, as a country, I will say this, and you can take me wherever you want to take me, is that I always believe that sometimes most of the time, actually, we behave like everything is, we have set the country to a place where it's functioning like a clock machine. Question we should ask is, this democracy we are practicing, have we done the grassroots fundamental work to fashion it into our education system, everything that concerns us as a country and people, the fibers of the country? The West is not the West by accident. Everything was deliberate and intentional. For instance, now we are jumping on to say, oh, green energy, green energy. We are not even teaching it in our schools. When the West are talking about green energy, they are already pushing it into the brains of their children right from class 1. So they may not achieve green energy completely being the first decade. But by the time the second, the third, they will have a generation that has accepted the concept as a norm. We are just jumping on it. For instance, the AI too, we have jumped on it. AI. What foundations do we have? So
that's very critical.
That is sent to us, we accept it superficially and begin to run around with it headlessly, I would say, because the foundations are not right. And that's the problem we have. And up to now, our educations should be set in a way to begin to fix these things, that even if this generation have not seen it, by the time the 10th, 14th generation, things should have evolved because it is in our curriculum. What sort of education system do we have? Let's stop deceiving ourselves. Or else we're going to be running in this vicious cycle. That's my final word on this subject.
Thank you very much. We would have to move on. Viewers, we are here on Energy News, and if you want to follow us, please do so very quickly because our YouTube name is at Energy News-GH. On X, it's at NosSedgeGH. Also on Facebook, Energy News, and on Instagram, Energy News 1, and also on TikTok, Energy News. Please follow us on all these social media handles. We are very live on YouTube right now, and my name is Kofi Asante. This is Pulse of the Week, the Friday, the 12th day of December 2025, in session with newsman and news personality, media personality, host of the Hot Sit here on NSG channel. His name is Mr. Aim Liquid. We are dissecting the issues. He's a policy analyst, and he is a social development commentator and media personnel. Let me just put it that way. Let's go on to election-related stories, because this week has been quite eventful relating to this very Kpandai election. You saw in Parliament, being in the UK, you witnessed what happened here in Ghana's Parliament. This is the fourth time in the August House when members of this August House have gone at each other by way of fights and blows and pushing one another, etc. This is the fourth time. I said 1, 2, 3, 4. So this week it happened. The Speaker of Parliament, Alan Biden, was on seat, and he couldn't control them, especially the minority, the MPP monuscular minority in the House. They took center stage, and they were in their black attire, all because of the Kpandai seat. Now, the Clerk of Parliament has written to the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission has also responded and set a date for the rerun of the Kpandai election, and it's going to be the 30th of December 2025. As I speak to you, the NDC has indicated that they are on the ground, they are campaigning, and they are going house to house, door to door, and if you like, room to room. The New Patriotic Party are also indicating that they are undecided yet. They don't know if they are contesting or not. At least, as I speak to you this evening, that is the information I know, that they are undecided. I want to take your honest take on what happened in Parliament. Even probably before this week, probably before the fight in Parliament, I think Dafia Mekbo reported the case to the Speaker within last week, of which the Speaker ruled that Martin Nyindam will be MP until first 7 days stay, automatic stay of the High Court would be in session for 7 days, and it will expire on the first day of December. It went through that expiration date, and within the second, the third, and the fourth, then the brouhaha started. The worst of it all happened this very week when they were at each other. The MPP won't allow the NDC majority to do any government business until they withdraw the letter they have sent to the Electoral Commission. What is your take on this?
Interesting enough, I've been watching Parliament live. Sometimes when NSG carries and relays, I watch directly from there. But on that day, because I was engaged with some other activities, so I wasn't watching. And actually, I participated in it when you were showcasing it. That's when I got to know there was near blows in the Parliament when you were not very happy about it. You presented it as it should be. And then anyway, thank you for bringing it to our attention. I wouldn't have known. What can I say? That should tell you we are human after all. Having honorable at the end of your name does not take away the fact that you are human. You can be too human and to question your behavior. Is that to say that I accept the behavior? No, it's a repugnant behavior. But again, I'll double down to say it's not only Ghana Parliament that has happened before. There are other parliaments around the world where they actually throw kind of kung fu kicks and stuff like that. If those things should happen on the street, what would have happened? That's the question we should ask. These are the people we have mandated to function in our interest, to make policies and laws. Now, the request, I love to say, is that the process? Is that the order? Is that the due order? Have they followed the due order, the process, to making null and void this particular seat? If yes, why are you not fighting? That means you are being lawless. Okay? If out of the if the laid down processes and procedures and orders to making the seat vacant or null and void is not followed, for which you are fighting, that's okay. But my question is, I'm now beginning to read about the whole thing as to how we end up here anyway. If the request has been made and it's gone through the normal process by which these declarations are made, what is their fight? What is their fight? I love to answer these things with questions, so others can also ponder on the subject, especially people who are vested in it from emotional and partisan side of things. You know, in our country, we have a lot of serious partisan horse riders who will not think anything else. Once it's against them, they're not going to think properly. I call them, I say we should come up our partisan horses and look at the matter from country and people. Constitutionally, is that the right way to go? By the standards of the Electoral Commission, is that the right way to go? Have they followed it? Is it done? Then yes. If it is done, which I believe it has been done, with a few I have come to the knowledge of, so why are they fighting? If not being just disruptive. You keep calling them the smallest minded portion of the parliament. Sometimes the smallest things can cause you trouble, you know.
That's true.
So maybe that's their strategy now. Because they are small, they've decided to become very troublesome for their presence to be noticed.
They say they are mighty minority.
That's a good one. Where would that take them to? Except they don't want to come to power for the next 30 years. They can carry on like that. Because we are all watching. And we are listening too. You know, some of the arguments they've come making tells us whatever they did is deliberate, because some of these things they are calling to questions. It seems I've digressed a bit from your answer just because of what you just said. Is that these were some of the things country was complaining about when they were in office, and they were not troubled by it. So I think we have become a country where these duopoly, these two giants, when they are in opposition, they are the best to know what is wrong.
Right.
But when they are in office, nothing is wrong. Everything is okay. Nothing to see here. Shut up, keep quiet. Come on, move away, move away. I think that's the problem. That's the problem.
What?
It's not a bad behavior to see, because that is the August house, like you said. I actually said to someone a year or two ago, when one snack ballot paper was running at top speed, someone chased him and held him. A whole lot. The rate at which it's happening is the problem. But I would say it has happened in other parliaments around the world. That is not to say I'm justifying it, Kofi. That's not what I'm doing.
I want to find out, don't you think the NDC majority is being hypocritical? You have a 2/3 majority, 184 members of parliament. Ghana has blessed you with 184 out of 276. You have 2/3. Why do you need Kpandai seats for? And you should just forget about Kpandai seats. Don't you think so?
Why should they? Because they are the majority.
Absolute majority, two-third majority.
Yes, but the reason why this seat is being declared vacant, is it a justifiable reason? So in life, and one of the issues in our country is that we are not principled. Oh, say a tenganati ya. Tenganati di call hipa. No. Tenganati di me change for mommy. It's principle. My mom 50, mommy 10. Oh, me need 10. Hey, no. You see, that's the same thing you are trying to say to me right now. To say because the other majority, even if something is wrong, shut up. And that's the country we have become. We are not principled at all. This is why when people hear that giant companies, here we go. Thank you very much. Here they are in the middle fighting. When
so there you have
it's
it.
good to know that we have MPs that can throw blows. They should come on the street. Let's see if they'll survive. No, let's take them to the street. Let's see if they can survive. No, let's take the fight onto the street. Let's see if they'll survive. You see what I'm saying to you?
You know what? Somebody was saying this. Oh, that's Abraham Amaliba. Amaliba was saying this morning. He's indicating that NPP want to equalize. They want this parliament to also bring military to the house so that they will say during this tenure of John Mahama's administration, they have also brought military, because around the Akufo-Addo's time, military was brought in when back when it was being elected.
Whether it's equalization or not, it's a bad behavior. It's unacceptable to see our August House be thrown into a chaos.
But what do you make of the majority's long suffering, patient, trying to be so calm and run the business, even though the minority were quite obstructive and disturbing?
What else do you want them to do? Punch them? They are lucky there are some other kinds of people not in that parliament. If not, they would have seen what would happen in that place. They would have seen some punches being thrown properly. But at the end of the day, it has happened. Let's just go past it. Hopefully they have learned what needs learning. They'll look back, either be happy they did it, or look back and say, guys, I think we've gone too far. They should be able to bow their head in shame and say, why? This is the most respected space in the country, and this is what we've thrown it into. They should hold themselves to question. We can shout all we want, but at the end of the day, that place is meant to be a place. This is why they call them honorable. This is why they say it's an August House, you see? But here we are. That should tell you that not all that glitters is gold. Kofi? You talked about it at length the other time. I was listening to you and I was laughing. I was listening to you and I was laughing. I mean, you were right about what that you were saying. You know, I was laughing because you can only laugh. What can we do at this point? We call them out and we laugh. You see, but just that as a country people, we have to become people that we are getting more principled.
Yeah.
Okay? Principles are principles. It's as simple as that. What goes up must come down. Look, the gravity, put a child on the roof. When that child comes to the edge of the roof, at the eave of the roof, that child will fall. Gravity will act. That's its function. So if the seats have to be declared vacant for a by-election, by principle, so be it. Doesn't matter if NDC has 240 members in parliament. Principles must be followed. And that's the only way we can become great and excellent in what we do.
Absolutely. And it's about representation. On that principle note, unfortunately, we can't discuss our last items past 9 now. And we're going to look at the second coming of John Dramani Mahama, the second mandate as given to him by the people of this republic. He has done 1 full year, but we still have some time. He was actually sworn in office January 7, but the election was done on December 7th last year. So December 7th this year. Today is the 12th. so we can still examine it on Wednesday or next week, Thursday. I would love to do that with you and other guests. Let's look at the performance of John Dramani Mahama. Look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. If he has done very well, let's talk about it. If he has failed at some places, let's also indicate and let him. I would also want us to examine the performance of the New Patriotic Minority, the MPP in opposition, for the past 1 year, their role, what they have done for the past 1 year. We would also examine them. On that note, I would love to take your very final comments, whatever subject you want to talk about, and then we call it an evening, say.
What can I say, Kofi? We love our country. And I, for one, believe strongly that we are a nation that is self-sufficient. We don't have reasons to be the way we are. We could be better. It's arguable that we are improving, but we can improve better and faster if we become people of country first and acknowledge where acknowledgement is due, push where commitment is required, be principled. If it needs done, let it be done. At the moment, these two giants driving us here and there, and the whole country being polarized by virtue of your NDC NPP is not helping us. And so that becomes the drive and the decision-making point in most of the things we do. Ideally, there's always going to be partisan sentiment, but that partisan sentiment should have the country as undertone. That's all I will say. We can't run away from the fact that NDC and NPP has come to be for as long as it's going to be, until out of nowhere something else has come that resonates with the people. They'll see the Gen Zs, and then catch fire, and they are blazed, and then drown the voices of these two giants. Then we unfortunately have to deal with them and be part of them and function with them as long as it takes. So that's all I have to say. We have to become people who want to really achieve something for country and people, much more than, oh, minkwa, nyeko, ever.
Now, thank you very much. And that's Mr. A.M. Liquid, over the host of the Hot Seat Media Personnel and also policy analyst. Thank you very much. He's all the way in the United Kingdom, having to share some few thoughts with us on our carefully selected topics for discussion for today. And I'm going for a quick Lumba break. Tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is the last, and I must say, the final funeral rites for the legendary Daddy Lumba. Let's enjoy some little Lumba break. When I come back, we'll be wrapping up the show.
Lumba's here!
Mr. Engineer, get me loud on the monitors, please. Mr. Engineer. If it's the modern Roman, I'm on to the man's side. If oh, Janya Ikimau, I'm fans, I see you. If the modern Roman, I'm boom, 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 boom. If oh, Janya Ikimau, I'm fans, I see you. If it's the Namu Suti, Namakupa Sue. If God, I want to be going, I want to be Mommy was Udi Tamakuma to a middle. Come on to me, come on to me, Sasue. You know, Tina, you do. Other back, them back, other back. Can any other you have been? I'm a very, you know, Tina, you do. Other back, oh, yes, Runku, other back. I want any answer me out. Akuma kasa makumante adaji di yamipa meye wopa na misumi ye amadaye pa ba komo papa ba ko wo papa adaji di yamipa meye wopa na misumi ye mido ba komo papa atenka pa ba ko wo papa adaji di yamipa meye wopa na misuyo mido Baba come on papa I think papa more than dancing papa anaji di mipa say wapa na misuyo mido Baba come on papa I think papa more than dancing papa Sisumiye kasa 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 Engineer
Right, so that's the legend, Daddy Lumba over there. Great performance, always on point. Man, if I'm between you the room now, please, you are live with us here on NSG News, GH, and we are streaming live on YouTube right now. Please share some comments with us. I would be happy to read them to the rest of the world. And that's our IDs on the various social media platforms, Please check us out and like us, share your comments with us, and also you can share the links with friends and family. Put them on your status because Kofi Asante. Come on, I'm here. Enjoy more Lumba just in a minute or two. Then I will come back with some glorious birthday celebrations today, the 12th day of December 2025. Please stay. Enjoy Lumba.
Mother Roman, I want to the man's side. If I more than Yankee, I'm fancy, I see you video. If I see Mother Roman, I'm boom, 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 boom. If I more than Yankee, I'm fancy, I see you video. If I Udi mommy moasu, udi tamakumasu, baby, baby, baby. If I don't to be going, can't tell me sasu, baby, baby, baby. If I udi mommy udi tamakumasu, baby, do. Oh, baby, I'm Kanoma. President Kofua. And you wait, Kwame Sefakai, a chairman general, chairman Simin dedicated you way, and former Emperor for Hangina, and Kankai President Kufua, Yamishra, or yet you're good to me. Chairman, I had already a samami. Woo! For you, Yami and Yama to me, Imresu and Amicro. Aquanume, Aquanume, Imresu and Amicro. Aquanuma, Kojo, Midimi Crabba for you, Yami and Yama to me, Imresu and Amicro. Aquanume, Aquanume. Nana B, all for you, my boss. Come on, Kojo, me crab for you. Yeah, me and you met me via Imresu and Amicro. Aquanume, Anume, Aquanume, Imresu and Amicro. Just hear me come in chevrolet. Esconuma, come in as you are. And German Sammy and Kentra, and those are my brand new view. You're now constantly, and you're me penny said, but you see what you trying for. It's a bentina, mana basa. Yammy free me, the uncle jump for you. Tino, the Esconuma, when you're a worker, country me. I can't come saying, come here, be able to boost your phone. I chill now, down, come up for to a struggle with you. The smell was saying the amount of your body go. American 20 is a the burning today. And to me, Baba, we said, Bama, the work of you. Me and you met me via Imresu and Amicro. I can't know, man, because you made me travel for you. Yeah, me and you met me via. Aquanume, Gonanume, oh Aquanume, Imresu and Amicro. E.T. Oh yeah. Kenya kwanyasi na nampeduni madansi fuwa. For the souvenir, Kojo media to me, Ufo. I was answering the end, come Dimitri with Castle. You see, Bemane, whoa, so friend of Yada, Charles and Kima.
It's a pleasure to have you back. Thank you very much. This is NSG News with your man, Kofi Asante Mensah. And join us live every time on Wednesdays and also on Fridays. With a crew here, we'll serve you the best, and that's our wrap for the show for today. But check us right there on your short. You can see NSG News-GH, and that's for YouTube. and not search GH for X. Also Facebook, NSG News. You can catch us live on Facebook. Our Instagram is at NSG News 1. And here we are with the one on TikTok, NSG News. Right about now, I want to say a very big and special birthday to Stephanie Odobia Abebrese. Happy 27th birthday to this beautiful lady. And from all of us here at NSG News, today marks your birthday. Me, I forgot. You have to pardon me. So I want to use this platform to say a big happy birthday to you. Stephanie Odobia Abebrese. Today is 12 December 2025 and you are 27. God bless you and make all your dreams come true. So from all of us and the crew here at NSG, we say happy birthday, and a special one to your friends and family. All right, let's wrap it up for today. It's Friday. We gotta go. Thank you very much. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah. It has been Pulse of the Week on the 12th day of December 2025. A big thank you to Kofi Berry, to Justice Kluche, to Mr. Brown, and to executive producer. And we say a big thank you. Also to executive secretary, we say a big thank you. And on that note, we say news is the first sketch of history. If you want to write history, pay attention to news. Thank you very much. And like I used to say, the chameleon changes color to match the earth, but the earth never changes color. This is yours truly, Kofi Asante Mensah, fiercely independent. And this has been NSG News Pulse of the Week. News with integrity. Saying bye-bye and tatai to you. Enjoy your weekend, and God willing, we'll meet on Wednesday. Tatai. Still on a Lumba break, and I say goodbye to you. Hi there. What number is this? 3, right? All right. It's time for NSG News. Welcome. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah, and here at NSG News, you'll get serious documentary to watch, news, reviews, views, and what have you. Because we have Pulse of the Week and also exclusive on the hot seat. On NSG News, we say news with integrity.
Ghana Video City, that's here you difference any family tell you. Obamiko, Mensa, Obamiko, Yemi, I met me here, Mraswana Mikro. I can't woman, because you made me cover for you. Yeah, me and you met me here. I'm not so an amico. Can't you make? I do make. Oh, I can't. Or see, or yet you're better me here. Or say, I didn't know. Oh, I know. Oh, I can't make. The best one amico. I can't make. I do make. I do make. Oh, I can't make. Swana mikro, akanume, anume, anume, akanume, swana mikro. Oh,